Hi friends! If you're here, you're already stepping towards a better version of yourself. Imagine a world where being quiet is seen as a strength, not a weakness. Where introspection, thoughtfulness, and calm carry as much weight as charisma and boldness. Susan Cain's book, Quiet, opens with a powerful story of Rosa Parks, a soft-spoken woman who ignited a revolution with a single word: no. This moment captures the essence of what this audiobook is all about, the often overlooked power of introverts in shaping our world. In her groundbreaking book, author explores how introverts thrive in a society that favors extroversion. From schools to workplaces, social circles to family dynamics, the extrovert ideal dominates our culture. But this audiobook is here to remind you that quiet, reflective people have changed the world. Scientists like Einstein, writers like Orwell, and activists like Gandhi achieved greatness because of their introversion, not despite it. Whether you identify as an introvert, love someone who does, or simply want to better understand the quieter side of life, this audiobook is for you. Through stories, research, and practical advice, Quiet uncovers the unique strengths of introverts and teaches listeners how to harness their potential in personal and professional life. Listening to Quiet will help you embrace your authentic self, navigate relationships with greater empathy, and rethink how you approach leadership, creativity, and teamwork. It's a transformative experience that will challenge how you see yourself and others. So, as you embark on this journey, remember, there is power in quiet, wisdom in stillness, and strength in stepping back from the noise. Let Quiet inspire you to find your voice, on your own terms. Part 1. The Extrovert Ideal. Part 1 of Quiet explores the dominance of the extrovert ideal in modern society and how it shapes our perceptions, behaviors, and institutions. The chapters in this part delve into the rise of extroversion as a cultural standard, the impact of this shift on creativity and collaboration, and how introverts are often misunderstood and undervalued. Chapter 1. The Rise of the Mighty Likeable Fellow traces the history of how extroversion became the gold standard of personality in the 20th century. From small-town America to booming cities, the shift from a culture of character to a culture of personality is detailed. Once, qualities like integrity and modesty were prized. Now, charm, charisma, and social dominance are celebrated. This chapter reveals how media, advertising, and self-help movements reinforce the extrovert archetype, leading to societal bias against introversion. Chapter 2. The myth of charismatic leadership debunks the idea that successful leaders must be extroverted. Through real-world examples, such as CEOs and historical figures, author demonstrates that introverted leaders often excel by listening, reflecting, and fostering meaningful connections. Their calm, deliberate decision-making can outshine extroverts' bold but sometimes impulsive actions. Chapter 3. When Collaboration Kills Creativity critiques the growing emphasis on teamwork and open-plan offices. Author argues that these environments can stifle creativity and productivity, especially for introverts who thrive in solitude. This chapter champions the value of independent work and the power of quiet concentration. By the end of Part 1, listeners will gain a deeper understanding of how society's extrovert bias emerged and why it's crucial to create space for diverse personalities. Part 2. Your Biology Yourself? Part 2 dives into the biology and psychology of temperament, exploring the innate traits that shape whether we lean towards introversion or extroversion. These chapters discuss how our genetics, brain chemistry, and upbringing contribute to our personality, while also emphasizing the role of personal agency in overcoming challenges. Chapter 4. Is Temperament Destiny? Introduces the orchid hypothesis, which posits that some individuals are highly sensitive to their environment, much like orchids that thrive under the right conditions but wilt under stress. Author explains how this biological sensitivity can be a gift, especially for introverts, who often display heightened empathy and creativity. Chapter 5, Beyond Temperament, discusses the role of free will in shaping our personalities. While our biology provides a foundation, we have the power to adapt and grow. Author shares practical advice for introverts, including how to excel in traditionally extroverted roles like public speaking. This chapter emphasizes that self-awareness and practice can help introverts navigate a world that often favors extroverts. By examining the science behind personality, Part 2 offers insights into why we are the way we are and how we can use this knowledge to thrive. Part 3. Do all cultures have an extrovert ideal? This part investigates how cultural values influence our perceptions of introversion and extroversion. It compares Western societies, where extroversion is often glorified, with Eastern cultures, which tend to value quiet strength and harmony. Chapter 6, Franklin was a politician, but Eleanor spoke out of conscience, explores the role of introverts in leadership and social change. Using examples like Eleanor Roosevelt, author highlights how introverts can lead with moral clarity and depth, often succeeding where extroverts falter. Chapter 7, Why Did Wall Street Crash and Warren Buffett Prosper? Examines how introverts and extroverts process information and make decisions. Author argues that introverts' tendency to think deeply and act cautiously helps them navigate complex situations, such as investing wisely during financial crises. Chapter 8, Soft Power, focuses on Asian American experiences and how their cultural emphasis on humility and cooperation contrasts with Western ideals of assertiveness. Author provides a nuanced perspective on the advantages and challenges faced by those who embody Eastern values in a predominantly Western world. Part 3 broadens the discussion, showing that the extrovert ideal is not universal and that diverse cultural perspectives can enrich our understanding of personality. Part 4, How to Love, How to Work. In Part 4, author shifts from societal analysis to practical advice, helping introverts and extroverts understand each other better in relationships and workplaces. Chapter 9, When Should You Act More Extroverted Than You Really Are? Explores the concept of situational extroversion. Author explains when and how introverts can temporarily step out of their comfort zones to achieve specific goals, while also warning against the dangers of pretending to be someone you're not for too long. Chapter 10, The Communication Gap, discusses how introverts and extroverts can bridge their differences in communication styles. Author provides strategies for fostering mutual understanding and collaboration, both in personal relationships and professional settings. This part equips listeners with actionable tools to build stronger, more harmonious connections with people of all temperaments. Part 5, Conclusion, on Cobblers and Generals. The final part ties everything together, celebrating the quiet contributions of introverts and urging society to embrace the full spectrum of human personality. Chapter 11, How to Cultivate Quiet Kids in a World That Can't Hear Them, focuses on nurturing introverted children. Author provides advice for parents and educators, emphasizing the importance of respecting a child's natural temperament while encouraging them to explore their strengths. The conclusion highlights the transformative power of accepting and valuing introversion. Author calls for a cultural shift that celebrates quiet strengths alongside bold expressions, leaving listeners inspired to rethink how they view themselves and others. Conclusion, Embracing the Quiet Revolution. As we come to the end of Quiet, the power of introverts in a world that can't stop talking, we arrive at a profound and inspiring message. Embracing who you are, whether introvert, extrovert, or somewhere in between, is the key to living authentically and fully. In the final section, author reflects on her personal journey, sharing insights that tie together the book's core themes. She emphasizes that introversion and extroversion are not rigid labels but fluid traits that shape our interactions and experiences. The terms introvert and extrovert are tools to understand ourselves and others, not limitations or judgments. Author reminds us that our value lies not in fitting into predefined molds but in expressing our true selves. The chapter Wonderland serves as an invitation to step into a world where introversion is not just accepted but celebrated. Author paints a picture of a society that recognizes the quiet power of introspection, deep thinking, and meaningful connection. She urges listeners to create spaces, both personally and collectively, where all personality types can thrive. Author also touches on the importance of supporting the next generation. For parents, teachers, and leaders, the message is clear. Nurture the quiet strengths of introverted children and individuals. Instead of pushing them to conform to the extrovert ideal, empower them to harness their natural talents. The book concludes with a heartfelt note of encouragement. Author asks us to reframe how we see ourselves and each other, understanding that diversity in temperament is essential to a balanced and thriving world. Introverts bring wisdom, creativity, and empathy, just as extroverts contribute energy, charisma, and boldness. Together, these traits form the rich tapestry of humanity. As you finish this audiobook, take with you the quiet confidence that your voice matters, no matter its volume. Whether you're a thinker, a dreamer, a leader, or a listener, your unique contributions are valuable. Let this be the beginning of your journey to embrace and celebrate your temperament, and inspire others to do the same. In the words of author, let's step into a new world where quiet minds lead loud revolutions. Thank you for listening.